Hi, this is Phil Flora from Leopard Solutions, and today I'm happy to announce the launch of our newest connection report, the fourth connection report to be included in our Leopard BI module. It's the firm-to-firm connection report. Our connection reports are built on the almost 20 years of data that we've collected on attorneys across all law firms, the 5,500 law firms that we track, and the 6,800 companies. The firm-to-firm connection report came based on user requests where they were trying to identify connections between two specific firms. So all the people that might be at firm A that are connected to all the people that are at firm B through shared work and education experience to identify the folks that might be good candidates to either move from one firm to the other or relationships to now bridge the gap between reaching out to one firm for networking, lateral hiring, and or business development opportunities. The four connection reports within Leopard BI are our attorney connection report, which connects attorneys and their history at law firms to attorneys in-house at corporations using a past shared work and education experience. The firm-wide connection report takes a look at all the attorney connections at a particular firm and how they're connected to either an individual company and the attorneys at that company or across a number of companies within a particular industry. Those are our law firm to in-house connection reports. Then the law firm to law firm connection reports, we have our recruiting connection report, which is widely used for identifying potential candidates that have connections from one firm to a specific candidate list that we created in Leopard List. And the final connection report, the brand new one, is our firm to firm connection report. And that's what we're going to showcase today. The firm-to-firm connection report includes a lot of different functionality and really fills the gap on all the potential ways that you can leverage relationships and the history that Leopard Solutions has in our database. We can come in here and we can punch in a law firm, and that law firm can connect directly to another firm. So we can see between Skadden and Latham all the people and potential connecting points that there may be between those two firms. Separating those connection strengths, high, medium, and lows based on the amount of time that they've spent in close proximity to each other, whether they worked same firm, same office, same practice, or just happened to cross paths for a short period of time, either at law school or at firms from different practices and different offices. And you can see in this example, there's quite a few connections, as there's a lot of folks that probably move between Skadden and Latham, creating a number of connections between those two firms. But there's actually a way we can identify, we can actually exclude the connections of those alumni connections, those folks that left Skadden and went to Latham. And now we can look at the folks like, Brian Polson here, who's connected to these folks through previous shared experience at Latham. So Brian previously, before joining Skadden, was at Latham from 2012 to 2014. 2024, and you can see that there is a partner in Palo Alto, and he has a number of connections between all these folks. So the connecting point in this example, if we're at Skadden, is you can go through Brian because he has previous work experience at Latham and knows a number of people. You can see there's other connecting points through law school, through other shared work experience. Here's an example of someone that was at St. John's Law around the same time, but also worked at Wilkie Farr 2016 to 2022. So there's a number of different options where you can connect between those two firms. We can also use these filters here. So if we're only interested in connections between these two firms in LA, we can filter it down to just looking at the LA office. We can also filter down just looking at partners as opposed to looking at all the different attorney types. And you'll see that here. So there's a lot of customization that you can do within these reports. And then, of course, you can export the full report out to Excel with all the different variances on how those individuals are connected. In addition, we can do a firm to a either geographic area. So we can use the Skadden example here to, all attorneys that might be and located within Washington, D.C., for example, and then also potentially within litigation. So you get some customization and list building capability with this particular connection report. So now from Skadden, you see all the different litigation DC connections into firms that have a litigation and DC connection or office, if you will. So if we go through this list, you can see here's like Lowenstein. We can click on Lowenstein. You can go again from here. It's now all those connections through DC, through litigation between Skadden and Lowenstein. And then from there, we can also filter this down if we'd like just to look at partners. We can also filter down even further if you're looking at just particular people on your list or even types of connections if interested. So excluding people that left Skadden and went to Lowenstein, as well as other particular connecting points. This report gives you, as the user, a lot of different capabilities, a lot of functionality. It almost includes access in a lot of ways to Leopard lists, all built up into the firm-to-firm connection report to give you a lot of customization and give you some power to identify those connecting points between firms. From a recruiting perspective, you can identify opportunities. From a merger perspective, you can see where there's a lot of synergies, and there's a lot of different use cases to using this new report. We look forward to hearing your feedback. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you and have a great day.